The story of Mona Kimura is becoming harder to explain as coincidence. 4 professional fights have produced 4 victories, but the numbers only tell part of the story. What makes her rise so compelling is the way she wins, because every performance seems to reveal another layer of a fighter who has spent years building the tools needed for this moment. Her karate background gave her extraordinary balance and control, while her boxing experience added another dimension to an already dangerous striking game. Now, in kickboxing, those skills have come together into something that opponents are struggling to understand. The famous side kick is only the most obvious part of it. Behind that technique is timing, distance management, footwork, patience, and an unusual ability to remain completely composed while her opponent is slowly being overwhelmed. Her 4th fight against Choi Eun-ji was especially important because it finally removed one of the biggest questions surrounding her rise. Earlier victories could still be dismissed by skeptics who believed Mona had not faced enough proven opposition. Choi was different. She had championship experience, international competition, and far more professional experience than Mona. She had every reason to believe that preparation and experience could expose the young fighter's limitations. Instead, the fight became another demonstration of Mona's ability to control a contest without giving her opponent the opportunity to establish momentum. Choi tried to read the kicks, close the distance, and force Mona into exchanges where experience would matter, but Mona continually changed the rhythm and distance. Every adjustment created another problem, and by the final round the Korean champion was chasing a fighter who seemed to know exactly where she needed to be. That performance may ultimately become the most important victory of Mona's young career because it transformed the conversation around her. She was no longer simply a spectacular prospect with an unusual technique. She had now shown that the same weapons that destroyed less experienced opponents could also work against someone with legitimate championship credentials. That is what makes her future so intriguing. At this stage, opponents can study the side kick, prepare for her movement, and attempt to disrupt her preferred range, but knowing what is coming does not necessarily make stopping it any easier. Mona has already demonstrated that when one weapon becomes difficult to use, she can shift into boxing, change angles, attack the body, or simply reset the distance and begin the process again. The comparisons to Mike Tyson will inevitably continue, but the most interesting part is that Mona does not need to become a female version of anyone. Her story is already developing its own identity. Tyson's reputation was built around explosive power and terrifying pressure, while Mona's danger comes from precision, balance, timing, and relentless variation. Her opponents are not simply facing one devastating technique. They are facing a fighter who can repeatedly create uncertainty, and uncertainty is one of the most difficult problems to solve inside a ring. Every second spent wondering what comes next is another second Mona can use to take control. And now the real journey begins. 4 fights have established the foundation, but the next level will bring opponents who have studied every detail of her style and will enter the ring determined to stop the momentum before it becomes unstoppable. That is where Mona's true ceiling will be discovered. If she continues improving at the same pace, the question may soon change from whether she belongs among the elite to whether the elite can actually keep her away from a championship. If you enjoyed this story, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more dramatic fight breakdowns. Most importantly, tell us in the comments who you believe should be Mona Kimura's next opponent and whether you think she is destined to become a champion or is already on the path to becoming one of the most dangerous strikers in the sport. The next chapter could be her biggest test yet, and you definitely will not want to miss it.